Good evening, everyone. AnthWolf here, streaming live on Twitch, as well as hopefully later exporting this over to YouTube. And this, of course, is a replay of a Let's Play I did back in 2014. As you can no doubt tell from the title screen here, this, of course, is Dragon Age Origins, a game developed by Bioware and published by Electronic Arts. This was originally released in 2009. And I will be playing the Steam version of the Ultimate Edition that was released the following year in 2010. As I say, this is a game I have played before, both for myself and for my YouTube channel, so this is not going to be a blind Let's Play, and it's going to be rather raw, as I say, I am currently streaming this on Twitch at the same time as I'm going to be doing this and exporting it over to my YouTube channel. And I thought, why the hell not? I've got into streaming a lot more, and I thought I'd do some role-playing games. There is plenty of games I still want to both play and maybe stream, but I'm probably going to be waiting until next year for some of them, for when I finally get around to actually upgrading my desktop PC to run the games a bit smoother. Such as, again, returning to Final Fantasy 15, which I never got very far into, but I'd rather play it when my frame rate would be a bit better. But anyhows, we're getting ourselves distracted. Dragon Age Origins. Most people who are probably going to be watching this probably know what this game is all about. This is, of course, a role-playing game, and it's set in the fictional world of Phaedas. It is a fantasy game, and we are going to be set in the country of Ferelden. And things are going to go horribly wrong for us very quickly. I do really enjoy Dragon Age Origins. I'm not so keen on the second game, or Inquisition, the third in the title. And that is due to some of the gameplay mechanics, as well as how the dialogue tree changes as well. But we can explain that more when we actually get into the game. So, let us start a new game. We're actually going to be playing the original game, Dragon Age Origins, not its expansion. The difference between Dragon Age Origins, the normal, and the Ultimate Edition is that the Ultimate Edition also includes all 9 DLC packs, which gives us a few extra missions as well as extra items, I believe. In addition, I am playing with a variety of mods. Some of these mods are just cosmetic in nature, but one of the major ones I have is an extra dog slot. Normally you have a party of 4 who you explore the in-game map with, and one of the party members can be a warhound you can get early on in the game. Now, this mod from Nexus Mods allows the dog to be a 5th companion, as like a pet of the protagonist, which basically makes the game easier because you now have a 5th person to go into combat with. But I don't mind that. Hopefully you don't mind it. And the others will talk about if it becomes relevant. So, let us begin. And so is the golden city blackened, with each step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven, and doom upon all the world.
The Chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. Even be too late. For I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
Good old Duncan. We'll meet him before long. Maker help us all indeed. So, welcome to character generation. The background you select will determine which of 6 distinct opening stories you play through. It also affects how characters respond to you throughout the game. This is true. Obviously, it'll give us a brief overview of the situation. We can, of course, play male or female. Men and women in Ferelden are generally regarded as equals. Both genders are evenly represented in most organizations, noble houses, and military forces. We'll play as a male character. I'm not sure how different I'll make this compared to my original Let's Play. There may not be many changes at all, to be perfectly honest. It's been too long. I remember some of the general things I got up to, but otherwise, we'll just have to see how I feel at the time. Of course, we have 3 different races we can select. Of course, the human, the most numerous yet the most divided of all the races. Only 4 times have they ever been united under a single cause, the last being centuries ago. Religion and the chantry play a large part in human society. It distinguishes them culturally from elves and dwarfs more than anything else. Humans can be warriors, rogues, or mages, which is the 3 available classes in this game. And choosing a human, you get a slew of racial benefits. A bit of everything, really. We have the elves. Once enslaved by humans, most elves have all but lost their culture, scrounging and impoverished living in the slums of human cities. Only the nomadic Dalish tribes still cling to their traditions, living by the bow and the rule of their old gods as they roam the ancient forests, welcome nowhere else. Elves can again be warriors, rogues, or mages, and they gain a bonus to willpower and magic, which makes elves... It doesn't railroad you, but an elf would benefit most by being a mage. In my opinion, anyway. And of course, finally, but not least, we have the dwarf here. Rigidly bound by caste and tradition, the dwarves have been waging a losing war for generations, trying to protect the last stronghold of their once vast underground empire from the Darkspawn. Dwarves are very tough and have a high resistance to all forms of magic, which thus prevents them from becoming mages. Indeed, no dwarf can become a mage, thanks to their innate toughness and resistance, but they do gain a slew of bonuses to their physical attributes, and a 10% chance to resist hostile magic. We are going to be playing as a human, once again. And now we have 3 playable classes. We have the warrior. They are powerful fighters, focusing on melee and ranged weapons to deal with their foes. They can withstand and deliver a great deal of punishment and have a strong understanding of tactics and strategy. And they have advanced specializations. And being a warrior gets you a slew of physical bonuses. We have the mage here. As dangerous as it is potent, magic is a curse for those lacking the will to wield it. Malevolent spirits that wish to enter the world of the living are drawn to mages like beacons, putting the mage and everyone nearby in constant danger. Because of this, mages lead lives of isolation, usually locked away from the world they threaten. And finally we have the rogue. Rogues are skilled adventurers who come from all walks of life. All rogues possess some skill in thievery, picking locks, spotting traps, making them valuable assets to any party. Tactically, they're not ideal frontline fighters, but if a rogue can circle around behind, they can backstab to devastating effect. Now, I wasn't too sure how I wanted to start. I actually threw this up in the air a few times, and I think we will go with the warrior, since I think I played as a rogue in my original Let's Play. So we'll play as a warrior, and therefore we have like 3 specialties we can kind of focus on. We can go sword and board, the typical sword and shield style. We can go with a great sword, and I think we can go with a bow as well. I can't recall if we're able to dual wield as a warrior. I guess we can find out once we actually look at the skill tree. I'm leaning towards either sword and board or great sword as our weapons, depending on if I want to focus on dealing damage or actually having a bit more survivability. Either way, since we've chosen the warrior as our class, we are now focused into the human noble background. Born to wealth and power, second only to royalty, you find your training in both diplomacy and battle put to the test as your brother leads the bulk of your family's forces to war in the south. Yes, the king, King Cousland, has called upon all the nobles in the land of Ferelden to amass their armies in their holdings and march south to the ruins of Ostagar. There he will combine them to defend Ferelden against a threat that Duncan was alluding to in the opening cutscene. And since we are the second son, we are expected to perhaps stay behind and watch over our lands, watch over the keep, while our brother Fergus leads our house to glory.
Greetings.
Okay, now we get to play with our actual character's appearance. See, we'll just play with this very quickly. I have no real leanings. Decisions. Maybe go for this one. Go for the parting here. Do we want a beard? I mean, Fergus has a beard. You know, we'll go clean shaven. Why not? Do we want to change our hair color? Maybe go for a light brown? Yeah, why not? And then we'll just change our eye colour as well. Yeah, sure, that'll do. I'm not going to play around with this too much. There we are. Go with a ridiculous expression if we so desire. Hello there, welcome to the stream. Forgive me for messing around with character creation here. And give ourselves a voice.
Greetings. Ah, my spell! What does it take to kill these things?
Sure, we'll go with violent. And our name, of course our family name is Cousland, but we'll go with Marcus. Why not? Marcus Cousland. Okay. Now we get to play with some of our attributes here. We have 6 attributes we need to look after. We have strength, dexterity, willpower, magic, cunning, and constitution. Now, magic we're not going to really need to worry about so much as a warrior. Strength, constitution are going to be our most important. Dexterity and willpower would be nice as well. Willpower determines how much stamina our character will actually have. But we are going to be putting a point into strength, a point into constitution, sorry, a point into cunning. Cunning actually helps with your diplomacy, your ability to coerce people. And that is kind of important for some diplomatic actions. Alternatively, well, in addition, we'll get a bit more constitution. Maybe a bit more strength, go to 18 strength already. Okay, so we have various skills. We already have 2 points in combat training, which we need to unlock various talents later. We will take a point into coercion, which required us to have 10 cunning. It makes us more influential to convince others to change their views. Strength contributes to a more intimidating character, whereas cunning contributes to a more persuasive character. I would like to both intimidate and persuade people, to be perfectly honest. We'll see how that goes. Otherwise, we might want... well, actually, no. If we get coercion and master combat training, I'll be pretty happy with our skills. And finally, our talents. So we can dual wield as a warrior. I wasn't too sure if we could or not. We can learn some archery. We already have a skill point invested in sword and board, which is unfortunate. I do have a mod called Respecialization, which at a certain point we'll be able to speak to a raven who will reset all of our characters' attribute points, skill points, and talent points, which we will be doing if we're not going to be doing a sword and board style. We should probably invest these points early. Now, I was dual wielding in my last Let's Play, so we should probably stay away from that. We will go for powerful. Through training and hard work, the warrior has gained greater health and reduced fatigue while wearing armor. Sword and board are two-handed. Obviously, decisions. We could obviously change this later if we use the Respecialization mod, but for now I'll roll a d20 and let the fates decide. And that is a 17. Okay, so if we can find a two-handed weapon, we will make use of it. So do we want to go for Pommel Strike, which can knock the enemy to the ground, or Sunder Arms, trying to make the enemy suffer a penalty to their attack for a short period of time? I think I'd rather knock them to the ground. Okay, so I think that's everything. As I say, we could always play with the Respecialization later, and get the skill point back. And yeah, we'll see how things go. So let us begin with our human noble warrior. We'll play on normal difficulty. You could play on hard or nightmare difficulty. There is kind of a different way of playing. I would like to focus on Marcus, our protagonist, and give him commands while letting the other party members just be controlled by the AI. But playing on harder difficulty means you have to play a bit more tactically and control all the characters individually and constantly pause the game in combat, which I'd rather not do. So let's just begin.
For generations, your family, the Couslands, has stewarded the lands of Highever, earning the loyalty of your people with justice and temperance. When your country was occupied by the Orlesian Empire, your father and grandfather served the embattled kings of your land. Today, your elder brother takes up House Cousland's banner in service to the crown, not against the men of Orlais, but against the bestial Darkspawn rising in the south.
I trust then that your troops will be here shortly.
I expect they will start arriving tonight, and we can march tomorrow. I apologize for the delay, my lord. This is entirely my fault.
No. The appearance of the Darkspawn in the south has us all scrambling, doesn't it? I only received the call from the king a few days ago myself. I'll send my eldest off with my men. You and I will ride tomorrow just like the old days.
True. But we both had less grey in our hair then. And we fought Orlesians, not monsters.
At least the smell will be the same. I'm sorry, Pup, I didn't see you there. Hal, you remember my son?
I see he's grown into a fine young man. Pleased to see you again, lad.
So, quick mention before we actually get into some dialogue here. The protagonist, the player character, is not voiced, so you're going to suffer with my poor voice acting and the lack of there is. So, we have our father here, Bryce Cousland, and All How. So, and you, All How.
My daughter Delilah asked after you. Perhaps I should bring her next time.
To what end exactly?
Ha! To what end, he says? And so glib. The boy's a whip like his father.
See what I contend with, Hal? You can't tell my fierce boy anything these days, Maker bless his heart.
Temperament to match his fighting skill. Well done, your lordship.
At any rate, Pup, I summoned you for a reason. While your brother and I are both away, I'm leaving you in charge of the castle.
I'll do my best, father.
Now, that's what I'd like to hear. Only a token force is remaining here, and you must keep peace in the region. You know what they say about mice when the cat is away, yes? There's also someone you must meet. Please, show Duncan in.
It is an honor to be a guest within your hall, Tyrn Cousland.
Your lordship, you didn't mention that a Grey Warden would be present.
Duncan arrived just recently, unannounced. Is there a problem?
Of course not. But a guest of this stature demands certain protocol. I am at a disadvantage.
We rarely have the pleasure of seeing one in person, that's true. Pup, Brother Aldous taught you who the Grey Wardens are, I hope.
Apparently they defeated the Darkspawn long ago.
Not permanently, I fear.
Without their warning of the Darkspawn rising now, half the nation could have been overrun before we'd had a chance to react. Duncan is looking for recruits before joining us and his fellow Wardens in the south. I believe he's got his eye on Sir Gilmore.
If I might be so bold, I would suggest that your son is also an excellent candidate.
Honor though that might be, this is one of my sons we're talking about.
I have no interest in becoming a Grey Warden. I've never even thought of it before.
Well, Duncan, He is not interested. So unless you intend to invoke the right of conscription...
Have no fear. While we need as many good recruits as we can find, I've no intention of forcing the issue.
Pup, can you ensure that Duncan's requests are seen to while I'm gone?
Of course.
In the meantime, find Fergus, and tell him to lead the troops to Ostagar ahead of me.
Where is Fergus exactly?
Upstairs in his chambers, no doubt. Spending some last moments with his wife and my grandson. Be a good lad and do as I've asked. We'll talk soon.
Okay. So we've met our father here, Bryce Cousland, the Turn of High Ever. We have Duncan. I think he's the commander at the moment of the Grey Wardens here in Ferelden. And Allhow, one of our father's old friends back during the war against Orlays. Now, of course, a few things have been mentioned there. We are the second son of the Cousland line. Obviously, back in the medieval days, there was the whole heir and a spare. So we aren't really expected to amount to anything. And it's been discovered now that Fergus, of course, has a son. I think his name is Oren. Which means when our brother finally inherits High Ever, his son will, of course, inherit it from there. So we're not expected to actually gain anything, unfortunately. So we have a quick bar here. We can't use Pommel Strike right now because we need a two-handed weapon, but we do have that Shield Bash skill. We have the UI. We have our experience bar here. We currently have a buff because we're wearing an item set. We're wearing a full set of studded leather armor, minus the helmet. We're just going to quickly go through the UI elements. I know it's not all that exciting, forgive me. Up here is with our portrait. It tells us our character's name, his level. The red bar on the left here is the health. The yellow bar is stamina, which we use and consume to perform various abilities. Now, for mages, this is blue, because it indicates their mana for them to cast their magical abilities, rather than using stamina for their skills. We have our character sheet here, our character record, telling us our current stats, our various resistances, our overall armor, our overall defense, our chance to hit, and how much damage we actually deal. There's nothing else really of interest here. We have our inventory. We do have a maximum number of item slots available. At the moment we can only carry 70 items. We can stack items, thankfully, but it's 70 unique items. We also have a set of Blood Dragon Plate. I think that's from one of the DLC items. We can't wear it right now. We need 38 strength. It's a tier 6 item, which means it's extremely good. It's made of silverite. You'll find that wearing heavy armor, or heavier armor, actually increases your fatigue, as indicated from the tooltip there. The more fatigue you have, the more stamina is consumed when you're using various skills. Obviously, we can break down the items through type as well, including various key items as well. We have no gold, silver, or copper on our person, which is the currency here in Ferelden. We'll hopefully pick some of that up in the future. Obviously, we know about our talents and our skills, so we just went through that momentarily. We do have a journal, which gives us a codex of things we may be interested in, such as Castle High Ever here, if we wanted to have a read of this, to tell us about our family line. The journal also tells us our current quests, and gives us hints on how to complete various tasks. So our father, Bryce Cousland, has asked us to locate our brother Fergus, and tell him to leave for Ostagar ahead of your father and Allhow. We have a map. We're here in Castle Cousland. Our brother is meant to be over here. We'll get there eventually. Now, if we were to switch to another character, this is the AI screen telling us how we would how the AI should control our character. This is going to be more important for the other companions we'll pick up later on. And that's really about it. See, we do have a mini-map. But, do we want to speak to our father a bit more? I think we do. See if we can learn anything else about the situation. We will quick save.
Shouldn't you be off to your brother, as I asked?
Is sending all of our forces south a good idea, father?
When the king demands it. In fact, not sending our forces south would be a distinctly bad idea. Don't worry, pup. You shouldn't see many problems, but I want you to prepare the men left here, in case.
In case of what?
Legends of the Blights tell of horrible things. These Darkspawn once threatened many lands. If we can't hold them, you must prepare for the worst.
Alright, now you're making me rather scared, father.
The thought scares me too. But we are Cousland men, and we must be brave. But let's not speak of ominous things. We shall assume that all will go well, and the Maker will watch over us.
Are you sure you'll be alright?
Your brother and I go into battle, not an afternoon tea. Who knows what will happen to us? I will tell you, however, you're my cherished son. I love you, and I trust you completely to carry on the Cousland name if the worst should happen. But don't worry about me, dear boy. You'll have enough to occupy your mind while I'm gone. I'll talk to you soon. Just let me finish my meeting with Duncan.
Hello, Duncan.
I'm sorry, but I believe your father wishes to talk to the Arl and myself alone.
May we speak later, then?
Your father has left you in charge of the castle? Then I will see you at dinner tomorrow, if not sooner.
I look forward to it.
As do I. Until then.
We could learn more about the Grey Wardens from Duncan here and now, but I'm feeling that we should really play the obedient son. For now. Maybe. We'll see.
Yes?
And we have All How here, our father's friend. I trust the delay with your men is nothing serious.
Poor weather, I believe. Their progress has been slow, but it's nothing you need worry about.
You told my father that the delay was your fault.
In a manner of speaking. If I had reinforced our border levies earlier, my troops could have left before the rains. I confess, my confidence in your father allowed me some complacency. I guess that makes it as much his fault.
I see. Oh well, I just wanted to wish you well then, All How.
I thank you. That is quite unnecessary.
He's very humble. A very humble gentleman is our father's friend. Okay, so we know Fergus is in his room. We should know where his room is. Before we head that way though, let's head over to the armory.
Oh, my lord, we were just,
Taking a break, it seems?
well, the treasury's safe. I'm not even sure why the Terran stationed us here.
Did my father fear someone would steal something?
I don't know. Nobody has come to look at the treasury.
And who has the key to the treasury exactly?
The Terran, and perhaps the Terraner? Honestly don't know, my lord.
You don't know a lot, do you? Why? Yeah. Perhaps you should better get back to work.
Yes, my lord. Thank you, my lord.
You know, maybe you could actually do something useful. Ah, you can't find good help these days. Before we head up to Fergus, we've heard mentions of the Maker this, the Maker that. Let's see if we can learn more about this Maker. We have a small chapel here. And we have Mother Malol.
Maker, prepare a place for us. Redeem our world from sin. Forgive our transgressions.
Maker, forgive us all!
Have you come to pray for your brother and father? I'd be happy to ask for the Maker's blessings with you.
Perhaps later, Mother.
There may not be another time.
If it will make you feel better.
Would it not make you feel better?
I don't think anyone actually hears our prayers, Mother Malol.
The prophet Andraste herself once doubted the path before her. Perhaps we should pray as she did. Creator of the heavens, world and seas, we beseech you. Your son is astray, lost in the wood of desolation. May the flame of your truth guide him home. So let it be. I sincerely hope your soul is at ease. Now I shall pray for your father and your brother. Join in if your heart compels you. Creator of the sky, the land, and the sea. Hear your people in our time of need. Let no man have cause to fear the shadows. Let their souls be lifted upon your return. So let it be. Your faith is silent tonight. I hope you are just deep in reflection. There are many more who must receive the Maker's blessings before they leave. If you would excuse me.
Could you possibly answer a few questions?
I cannot. Many await my attendance before they march into the unknown. We shall talk once the soldiers have departed.
Fair enough. Mother Malol here. Okay, we've gained a codex entry in regards to the Maker. A lot of the humans here in Ferelden worship the Maker, their one god, and there is a whole religion set up known as the Chantry, which has its own militant arm known as the Templars. We picked up a book here, which tells us about Andraste, the bride of the Maker as well. Now, some humans, of course, don't choose to believe in the Maker. I'm not sure exactly what Marcus wishes to believe in. So I've chosen to remain silent on the subject right now. Now, there are a few doors here in Castle Cousland that we can't gain access to. If we were playing as a rogue, we could actually pick the locks here. Now, I do have a mod allowing us to bash certain locks. I'm not sure if the mod is running properly, but I'm not going to really worry about it. Later on, we'll hopefully find a rogue in our party. Good evening. So, who else can we speak to? I might as well head this way.
There you are. Your mother told me the Terran had summoned you, so I didn't want to interrupt.
Hello to you too, Sir Gilmore.
Pardon my manners, my lord. It's simply that I've been looking all over the castle for you. I fear your hound has the kitchens in uproar once again, and is threatening to leave.
Did my dog get into the larder again?
No matter how the maids try to keep him out, he always finds a way in. You know these Mabari hounds. They listen only to their master. Anyone else risks having an arm bitten off.
My dog knows better than to hurt anyone.
I'm not willing to test that. You're quite lucky to have your own Mabari warhound, you know. Smart enough not to talk, my father used to say. Of course, that means he's easily bored. Nan swears he confounds her just to amuse himself. At any rate, your mother would have me accompany you until the matter is settled, shall we?
to the kitchen then.
Just follow the yelling. When Nan's unhappy, she makes sure everyone knows it.
And welcome back, Blissfinder. Welcome back to the stream. So, we have our first party member, Sir Gilmore. He's a level 2 warrior. What does he have on his person exactly? He's wearing chainmail. And he also has an iron longsword. Unfortunately, I can't borrow it off him. Oh, that's not the right button. We can play with his tactics, though. We could make him... Yeah, does he have a shield? He does not. Right, that's a problem. He does have taunt, so I guess we can use that instead. He does have precise striking. The warrior tries to make each attack count, sacrificing attack speed for a bonus to attack. Oh, okay. Yes, there are certain skills that not just consume stamina on use. Some of them are constantly actually using stamina, such as precise striking here. So 40 of Sir Gilmore's stamina is now held in reserve, giving him an increased chance to actually land a blow. But yeah, I'm glad that Twitch is playing nice for you now, Blissfinder. Right, let's get ourselves over to the kitchens. Apparently Nan is throwing a bit of a fit right now. Our warhound has got into the larder.
Get that bloody mutt out of the larder.
But mistress, it won't let us near.
If I can't get into that larder, I'll skin both of you useless elves, I swear it.
Calm down, good woman. We've come to help.
You and you. Your bloody mongrel keeps getting into my larder. That beast should be put down.
I'm sorry he's bothering you, Nan.
Just get him gone. I've enough to worry about with a castle full of hungry soldiers. You two, stop standing there like idiots. Get out of the way.
I was laughing at some of the dialogue options there.
Why are you talking to me, young man? That wretched creature is likely eating my beautiful roast as we speak.
How did he exactly get into the larder this time?
How in the blazes am I supposed to know? He up and walked through the wall, I expect. That hound isn't natural. I see it in his eyes. He does this on purpose, just to torment me.
We'd best go into the larder while we can before Nan runs for the guards.
Yeah, let's get going.
Of course, my lord. Lead on.
We can speak to Sir Gilmore in a moment anyway, I think. Okay, into the larder we go.
I'll get on it.
Oh, look at that mess. How did he even get in here?
Sit right there. I'm not putting up with this.
Wait, do you hear that?
Oh, great. Giant rats in the larder. Of course.
Just call me the Reaper!
Okay, Marcus is a bit bloodthirsty, it sounds like. That's fine. Oh, hi.
I'll get on it.
Giant rats? It's like the start of every bad adventure tale my grandfather used to tell. Your hound must have chased them in through their holes. Looks like he wasn't raiding the larder after all.
It certainly looks that way.
Those were rats from the Kokari Wilds. Best not to tell Nan. She's upset enough as it is. But seeing as you've got your Mabari well in hand, I'll be on my way. I'm to prepare for the arrival of more of the Isle's men.
Ah, bugger, we missed our chance to speak to Sir Gilmore. He's buggered off. Wow, that was a lot of rats. And now, of course, we're partially covered in blood. Delightful. Okay, we'll take the iron ring, we'll take the vellum. We can probably sell that later. Let's speak to our dog. Yeah, boy, can you do something about this gory mess? Thank you very much. We'll pet our dog. He's been a good boy. Yes, he has.
There he is, as brazen as you please, licking his chops after helping himself to the roast, no doubt.
Yes, well, what can you do?
Look at him now. Snuck into my larder once again and makes off like a free thief, he does.
Oh, mistress, there are rats in the larder. Big ones.
Oh, looks like the dog killed them.
Oh, I bet that dog led those rats into there to begin with. Oh, don't even start with the sad eyes. I'm immune to your so-called charms. Here then, take these pork bits and don't say that Nan never gives you anything. Bloody dog. Thank you, my lord. Now we can get to work. That's right, you two. Quit standing about.
Okay. We'll leave our dog alone for the moment. I actually thought we were meant to name our dog at this point in time. Oh well. Maybe Mod the Mods has messed something up. Either way, if a dog is going to end up just being called Dog for the entirety of the game, you know what? I don't mind. To be honest, I normally call him something like Meat Shield because that's pretty much what he is. Anyhow, so we're going to pop our head into the library before we...
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
That wasn't very nice, Marcus. That wasn't very nice at all. Also, who were you talking to?
All right, all right.
So we now have our dog companion. He's a level 1 animal. Also a war dog. He has pretty high constitution. He has a lot of health. Does he have any skills? Hello there, Abba. Hope you're enjoying your day. He has Growl and Fortitude. Growl makes the opponent suffer a penalty to defense. And Fortitude increases various resistances. Handy. What tactics do you have? That's fine. Okay. So, let's go speak to Aldous, who is, I guess, the chief librarian. Seems like he's in the middle of a lesson.
Hello, my dear boy. By chance, I am beginning to teach these young squires about your family's history.
Do we have to? History is boring.
Boys, you are referring to the Couslands, the very family in whose castle you live. Show some respect.
Still the same taskmaster, I see.
If the mind is not exercised, it withers just as the body does. Perhaps you'd care to join me in teaching the lesson?
Certainly. I'd be happy to.
Wonderful. Oh, the Cousland history is long indeed. Where shall we start?
When exactly was our line founded?
Records are vague, but the Couslands became Tierns during the Black Age. Is that familiar, child?
I remember something about an age in there.
Every day I pray to the Maker that my lessons will stick, and every day he tasks me anew. At that time, your family held only the minor title of Ban. When the werewolves reached this area, Ban Mather Cousland organized a curfew and patrols within the city. Several other local bands supported his efforts by swearing oaths of fealty, making him their Tiern.
I see. So we predate the founding of the kingdom then, yes?
Well, I'm glad some of my lessons don't disappear into that yawning chasm between your ears, young man.
I am doing the best I can.
It seems you've already plumbed the depths of your potential then. A pity. At any rate, your family has held the tournure of High Ever since before King Callan had united Ferelden. In fact, Tierna Elathea Cousland battled Callanhad to maintain High Ever's independence.
We oppose the king.
Well, the Couslands are ardent royalists now, but at that time, Callanhad was unknown and considered dangerous by many. When Callanhad's army reached High Ever, Tierna Elathea led the local bands against him. Obviously, Callanhad won.
And Callanhad let us keep the title of Tiern.
Callanhad wished to unite Ferelden, not conquer it. After Elathea's men were defeated, Callanhad asked her to swear fealty. The boulder where they held council still stands today as a memorial of that event.
What can you tell me about our relationship with All How?
The history between the Couslands and the Hows reaches back to the Orlesian occupation.
Go on.
During the rebellion against Orlais, several battles were fought near High Ever. The port village of Harper's Ford was the tourneur's center. Its Arl was Tarleton Howe. Though nearly 90, he was still as sharp and bitter as cheap ale. Your grandfather openly supported the rebellion, but Howe sided with Orlais. Your family was forced to seize Harper's Ford before it was all over.
But my father and All How are old friends.
The Howes eventually joined the rebellion, when all of Ferelden united behind King Merrick and General Loghain. Just as now we united behind Merrick's son, King Callan, to fight the Darkspawn.
Thank you for the lesson.
Thank you for indulging an old man.
Oh, does that mean we have to listen to you now?
Silence! I will not have you two becoming smart-mouthed hooligans. Perhaps you should go. I doubt they need any more distraction. I'm just going to settle in here and apparently just talk to myself all the time.
Poor Aldous. Anyhow, sorry Abba, so your brother told you a terrible joke. And also, yes, Blissfinder, as you mentioned, there are werewolves in this game. We may be unfortunate enough to encounter them. So, it's interesting. Obviously, we have the titles of Ban and the titles of Tiernan or Tiernan. I guess they could be considered, say, counts and dukes. Obviously, there are various bans, various counts that are ruled under one duke who answers to the king. So, All How, I guess, is a ban. He is a vassal under our father. So, should we speak? Can we speak to this librarian?
Good evening, my lord.
Good evening. If I hold down the tab key, it indicates not only people we can speak to, but various things we can interact with, like this book here, which gives us a new codex entry on the history of Ferelden, Chapter 1. Obviously here in our codex, all the ones that are highlighted are things we haven't interacted with yet. So if we really wanted to, we could learn about our country. But never mind, it's not so important. Well, maybe it is. Here's Chapter 2 of the history of Ferelden. I'm really interacting with them because they give us a little bit of experience. Can you be turned into a lichen? don't think so. I don't believe so. No, I don't think that's an option. No, I can't recall. It has been a few years. We have a book here.
Now's better than later.
The culture of Ferelden. So, Fereldens. Obviously, we've repelled various invasions from the Tevinter Empire, which we'll learn about. We've pushed back the Orlesians who occupied our country. But there's a few things we should know. The Fereldens, our people, value loyalty above all things, beyond wealth, beyond power, beyond reason. Second, although they have nothing in their entire country which you are likely to think at all remarkable, they are extremely proud of their accomplishments. And thirdly, if you insult their dogs, they are likely to declare war. And finally, the surest sign that you have underestimated the Fereldens is that you think you have come to understand them. I see. Okay, well, we'll leave Aldous to his teaching of the squires.
Good evening, my lord.
Good evening. Is there anything else? Our mother is just up there. Is there anything else we can interact with? I think that's about it. So, let's go speak to our mother.
And my dear Bryce bought this back from Orlais last year. The Marquis who gave it to him was drunk, I understand, and mistook Bryce for the king. Ah, here is my younger son. I take it by the presence of that troublesome hound of yours that the situation in the kitchen is handled?
Ah, yes, mother. Nan is back to work as we speak.
You've always had a way with her. Darling, you remember Lady Landra, Ban Lawrence's wife?
I think we last met at your mother's spring salon.
Of course. It is good to see you again, my lady.
You're too kind, dear boy. Didn't I spend half the salon shamelessly flirting with you?
Right in front of your family, too.
You remember my son, Dyron. I believe you two sparred in the last tournament.
And you beat me handily, as I recall. It's good to see you again, my lord.
And you as well, Darian.
And this is my lady-in-waiting, Iona. Do say something, dear.
It is a great honor, my lord. I have heard many wonderful things about you.
Don't look now, Eleanor. But I believe the girl has a crush on your lad.
Lady Landra.
Hush, Landra. You'll turn the poor thing scarlet.
I can handle my own affairs, thank you, mother.
All evidence to the contrary.
I think perhaps I shall rest now, my dear. Dyron, I will see you and Iona at supper.
Perhaps we'll retire to the study for now.
Good evening, your lordship.
Hello, mother. Her name is Eleanor.
You should say goodbye to Fergus while you have the chance.
Mother, why can't I go with Fergus and father?
I know it's difficult to stay in the castle and watch others ride off, but we must see to our duties first. You understand that, don't you?
Yes, I understand.
Trust me. You'll get your chance for excitement soon enough.
Did you know there's a Grey Warden here?
Yes, your father mentioned that. You haven't got it into your head that you want to be recruited.
Not really. Actually, definitely not.
Keep it that way. You've enough to do here at the castle without chasing Darkspawn.
Are you also going to be staying at the castle?
For a few days. Then I'll travel with Lady Landra to her estate and keep her company for a time. Your father thinks my presence here might undermine your authority.
As you wish.
Good. I was worried you might be nervous about running the castle alone. I needn't have been concerned.
Do you know where Fergus might be?
If he's not out with his men, probably upstairs with Oriana.
I should go then.
I love you, my darling boy. You know that, don't you?
What brought this on?
You've grown up so fast. And now Bryce is leaving you in charge of the castle. I suppose there's no point in dwelling on it. Go do what you must then. I will see you soon.
Okay. So before we go see Fergus and his wife and our nephew, we can pop our head back into the study here, which is where Darian and Iona happen to be.
Hello again. Your castle study is wonderful. Might I ask whose collection this is?
It was my grandfather's, but I often come here to read myself.
So would I. Do you have a favorite book?
I didn't really come here to talk about books, Darian.
Oh, my apologies. What do you wish to discuss then?
Are you going to be riding with my father tomorrow to Ostagar?
Yes, though I don't know when. I will leave when your father does. I'll ride as his second. A glorified squire, more or less. I'll care for his horse and armor and such. It's quite an honor.
Will you actually get into the fighting, though?
I hope so. I admit to trepidation about facing Darkspawn, but I can't imagine an opponent more worthy of defeat.
Speaking of Darkspawn, what do you know about the Grey Wardens?
No more than anyone else. Is it true there is one here in the castle? Have you met him?
It's true, I've met him with our father. Well, my father.
I'd join the Grey Wardens in a heartbeat. Can you imagine destroying the Darkspawn forever? Becoming a hero? But I'd never gain a Grey Warden's notice. I'll have to be happy under your father's command.
I should go.
Of course, my lord. I am sure you have much to do yet.
Now we have Lady Iona here.
That is a wonderful dog. He seems very noble and intelligent. Greetings once again, my lord.
I haven't seen many elven ladies in waiting, if you don't mind me saying so.
Lady Landra has been very good to me. I am lucky. If I may, your mother has no ladies in waiting herself. Is that usual for a noble woman of her rank?
Maybe a little. I don't believe she's ever desired one.
That is a very Ferelden attitude, I think, to be so self-sufficient.
How did you come to know Lady Landra?
My family has been in service to hers for many years. Lady Landra elevated my place as a reward for our loyalty. I hope this position might pass to my daughter.
You don't hope for more for your daughter?
I have risen very high for my people. I would not tempt fate by wishing more.
Very well. Well, good evening then.
Farewell, my lord. Good luck on managing this castle in the coming months. I imagine it shall be very difficult.
So, yeah. We have touched on it slightly through character generation. The elves used to have their own sprawling cities, their own culture. But thanks to the Trevinta Imperium, the Trevinta Empire, and the Fereldens, and their religion, the Chantry, elves are either living in slums under human occupation, or they are members of a nomadic tribe known as the Dalish. Most elves are looked down upon. And the dwarfs, of course, are keeping mostly to themselves. Now, if we really wanted to, we could have asked Lady Landra's lady-in-waiting, Iona, to meet us in our bedchambers this evening. I think we have a bit on our mind, though. Either way, let's go speak to our brother.
Is there really going to be a war, Papa? Will you bring me back a sword?
That sword, Oren, and I'll get you the mightiest one I can find, I promise. I'll be back before you know it.
I wish victory was indeed so certain. My heart is disquiet.
Don't frighten the boy, love. I speak the truth. And here's my little brother to see me off. Now dry your eyes, love, and wish me well.
Should I wait outside?
Stay. I'd like to say farewell.
Do you really think the war will be over so quickly?
Word from the south is that the battles have gone well. There's no evidence that this is a true blight, just a large raid.
Could that be true?
I'll see for myself soon enough. Pray for me, love, and I'll be back within a month or two.
I wish I actually could be going with you.
I wish you could come. It'll be tiring killing all those Darkspawn myself.
Surely your father would not place both his heirs in danger?
Mother and father have been fighting about it for days. It's too bad. I could have used you at my side.
I bring a message. Father wants you to leave for Ostagar without him.
Then the Arl's men are delayed. You'd think his men were all walking backwards. Well, I'd better get underway. So many Darkspawn to behead, so little time. Off we go then. I'll see you soon, my love.
I would hope, dear boy, that you plan to wait for us before taking your leave.
Be well, my son. I will pray for your safety every day you are gone.
You could have delivered your message yourself, Father.
And miss having both my children in one place before I leave? Not likely.
The Maker sustain and preserve us all. Watch over our sons, husbands and fathers, and bring them safely back to us.
And bring us some ale and wenches while you're at it. For the men, of course.
Fergus, you would say this in front of your mother?
What's a wench? Is that what you pull on to get the bucket out of the well?
A wench is a woman that pours the ale in a tavern, Oren. Or a woman who drinks a lot of ale.
Bryce, Maker's breath. I swear it's like living with a pack of small boys.
I'll miss you, Mother dear. You'll take care of her, brother, won't you?
Mother can handle herself, always has.
It's true. They should be sending her, not me. She would scold those Darkspawn back into the deep roads.
Well, I'm glad you find this so funny.
Enough, enough. Pup, you'll want to get an early night. You've much to do tomorrow.
Okay. So we've told Fergus that he should be on his way. We've had a final reunion with our family before we turn in for this evening. And tomorrow, our father, Bryce, will be marching with all How to join our brother Fergus at Ostagar. And thank you for asking, Abba. I'm actually doing really well. I'm actually recovered from my cold, which is delightful, since I was crippled about a week and a half ago. I hope you're doing well as well. Either way, let's go get our head down for the evening. I mean, we've been walking around in studded leather armor inside our own castle. That's probably not comfortable. What's wrong, boy? Is someone out there?
My lord, help me! The castle is under attack!
Oh, great. Well, we have one of our serfs, one of our servants dead. And we're under attack by soldiers, it seems. Oh, bloody hell. Ow! Ooh! Is that an arrow in our... That's a couple of arrows in our chest.
I'll get on it.
Ooh, decapitation. Yeah, Abba, what's up? When was this game made? 2009. That's when it was originally released.
Now, better than later. Right. Run while you still
Try and get some, Ooh, nice. We leveled up there.
Darling, I heard fighting outside and I feared the worst. Are you hurt?
I'm fine. What's going on?
A scream woke me up. There were men in the hall, so I barred the door. Did you see their shields? Those are How's men. Why would they attack us?
I don't know, but we need to get out of here.
Have you seen your father? He never came to bed.
No, I haven't. I was resting in my room.
We must find him.
It sounds like there's a battle going on downstairs.
We must fight our way to him. Your father needs us both. I am no Orlesian wallflower. Give me a sword and I'll use it. Now let's go.
Okay, Abba. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Ooh, we found a one-handed iron mace.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
Metal shard. A elm short bow. We have a new companion now. Turner Eleanor, our mother. She is a level 2 warrior. And we also
Perhaps
leveled
we
up.
can salvage some things here, darling. Some of your father's belongings are in that trunk.
Okay. Oh, we have an iron dagger, an iron greatsword, yes please. An elm longbow, and an elm small shield.
All right.
Unfortunately, we're not a rogue, so we can't pick the lock on that chest. I'm sure our mother has the key. But,
Right away.
well, in an ideal world she'd have the key. But, not this time. Okay, so we are gonna switch weapons. Can I equip this greatsword? Yes, I can. It does 4 more damage, has less chance of dealing a critical blow, but it penetrates armor, and with a higher strength, it modifies the damage just slightly more. Which means we're not wielding a shield. Oh well, that's fine. Our dog can wear collars to boost his stats. And I think he can wear war paint as well. Okay, here's our mother. I'll probably best give you a shield. Longsword or mace? Mace does less damage, has less chance of dealing critical damage, but penetrates more armor. I might as well leave her with a longsword, but we will give her the longbow as well. She is wearing studded leather armor, and we'll make her an archer. And okay. It's weird to have your mom as a companion. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I agree. So both Marcus and our dog leveled up. So before we play with our attributes, we need to be level 4. Let's see. We need 20 strength to gain Indomitable. Through sheer force of will, the character remains in control on the battlefield, gaining a slight increase to attack damage while being immune to stun and knockdown effects. That might be useful. It would unlock stunning blows and critical strike later on. Or we could get Sunder Arms, which is another attack skill. trying to decide what path we should go down first. Two-handed strength would be awesome. We'll grab that 20 strength and we'll boost our constitution, which determines how much health we have. Health is of course important. And we'll grab Indomitable, so we can deal more damage. Okay, that's ate up most of our stamina right now. That's concerning. Anyhow, let's go check on Fergus's family.
Now's better than later.
No! My little Oren! What manner of fiend slaughters innocents?
Why would they do this?
How is not even taking hostages? He means to kill all of us. Oh, poor Fergus. Let's go, I don't want to see this.
House soldiers have killed Fergus's wife and our nephew. Bastards. Oh, great. What we might do is doing a bit of tactical work here.
I'll get on it. What is your command? Right, right. I'll get on it. That's right. Come on. Now better than later.
If you're wielding a ranged weapon and the enemies get into melee, you take a penalty. So you'll see people, when you run up to, say, archers, they will switch out for a melee weapon. So some of those people were holding some health poultices, which you can use during combat to restore some of your missing health. Health and stamina do recover outside of combat. Well, they recover faster. They recover in combat as well, but very slowly. We'll just get our Warhound some more strength and constitution. And let's go check on Lady Landra.
Oh, dear. I'm so sorry. If she hadn't come to me, if she hadn't been here.
Yeah, our mother was going to be leaving with Lady Landra. Hello, random user. Yes, I am playing the less good fantasy RPG from Bioware.
Can you hear the fighting? Hal's men must be everywhere.
How can we get out of the castle?
The servants' passage leads out from the larder. But we must find your father first. The front gates. That's where your father must be.
And what if father isn't there?
Listen, darling. We haven't much time. If we can't find your father, you must get out of here alive. Without you and Fergus, the entire Cousland line dies here. If Hal's men are inside, they must already control the castle. We must use the servant's entry in the larder to escape. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
Then let us be swift.
Okay. Through the kitchen, into the larder once again. Apparently there is an exit there. Ooh. And another iron dagger. We'll take that. Okay, down to the front gates we go.
The castle has fallen! I'm getting out of here!
Now, because we have coercion, we might be able to persuade this gentleman. Don't be a coward. Stand and fight.
Yes, my lord! Here they come!
Okay, we have one of our gods fighting 4 house soldiers there. Well, 3 and a warhound. Warhound.
That's right.
Oh, that guard's fallen. Try and get a back attack here.
This is for my aura.
Excellent.
And through the storm, more of the guards are fighting.
I'll get on it.
I will kill them all myself.
Ooh, this guard's in a bad way. You do a lot of damage. Okay, Bliss. Enjoy your day.
Now's better than later.
Ooh, a lesser lyrium potion. Can only be used by mages to restore their mana. Ooh, we have another lock chest here. Unfortunately, we are on a rogue. Ooh, we're not going through that way. Ooh, great. More soldiers. We're missing a lot of blows. We might need to put points into... I think it's dexterity. Just keep looting these bodies for anything they may have of use. Ooh, archer. Health poultice in the rubble here. Nope.
You will be avenged, old sage. I swear it.
The librarian has fallen. Another lock chest here. Plenty of archers at the back there. No, don't you run all the way back there. Being very careful, because there might be some more house soldiers in the chapel itself.
I pray that Mother Malal has escaped. They would not commit that sacrilege on top of everything else, would they?
I don't know. Well, this household... Oh, yeah. Is Mother Malal here? Can't see her. Oh, more house soldiers. Stop putting arrows in my back. Oh, bloody hell, come on. How can we miss with such a big sword? There we are. Better. Take all these health poultices, they'll definitely come in handy.
Got it.
Oh wait, we haven't... Ah, the armory's over here.
We're getting close to the treasury. The Cousland family blade lies inside. Here, darling, take my key. That blade cannot fall into Hao's hands. It should sever his treacherous head.
Okay. Oh great, the guards we told to get back on duty, somehow boarded it despite the door being locked.
I'll get on it.
Okay, into the treasury we go. Some iron scale armor, which is better than what we're wearing, though we will lose our item bonus. An iron axe. And the family chest, containing a grey iron family sword. And the shield of High Ever, also made out of grey iron. Useful, but not for us. Oh, great. It's like they were waiting for us. Let me just have a quick look. Does strength also determine accuracy? It does. Okay. Okay, so it's... So it does improve the chances to hit, but it also increases damage to daggers and arrows. Whereas strength... Okay. So we just should really pour a lot of points into strength. Fair enough.
I'll get on it.
I was going to be doing that anyway.
Got it.
So, when your characters actually fall, if our protagonist falls in combat, that's not actually the end of the game. As long as one of your party members is still standing at the end of a combat phase, then your protagonist, or whoever's downed, will get back up, though they may have suffered an injury. And you can treat injuries using injury kits. So you could have like a broken leg, or you could be bleeding internally, and that will give you a penalty, a debuff to various stats. Okay, let's pop into the hall again, where more of our guards, including Sir Gilmore, are under attack by a lot of guards and a mage. We'll try not to get the mage's attention. If we can help it, the mage would hurt. Strength is better unless you're a rogue. Yeah.
So you can get
Okay. Let's go for the mage now. Oh, our health is not very good.
Go, man the gate. Keep those bastards out as long as you can. Your ladyship, my lord, you're both alive. I was certain Hal's men had gotten through.
They did get through.
They killed Oriana and Oren. I can't believe... Are you injured?
Don't worry about me, ladyship. Thank the Maker you two are unharmed. When I realized what was happening, it was all I could do to shut the gates. But they won't keep Hellsmen out long. If you've another way out of the castle, use it quickly.
We need to find Father.
When I last saw the Turn, he'd been badly wounded. I urged him not to go, but he was determined to find you. He went towards the kitchen. I believe he thought to find you at the servants' exit in the larder.
Bless you, Sir Gilmore. Maker watch over you.
Maker, watch over us all.
There is a mod, which I was tempted to use, where Sir Gilmore would actually become a permanent companion rather than staying here and defending Castle Highever. Apparently there's a mod that's included a lot of voice lines. I was awfully tempted just to see what it was like, but oh well, no matter. We had been in there already. Okay, let us proceed further. Oh great, another guard's under attack. Some more coppers. Oh, hi. This is the servants' quarters. That's true. The other companions are interesting. Yeah, you leveled up again. Very nice.
Got it.
Is there anything else of interest in here? Nope, but we did save our elven servants, so I guess that's something. Guess we'll put more points into strength again. Willpower would be tempting. Coercion. We'll go improved coercion. Maybe? Or if we did go for expert combat training. No, coercion's fine. So then we can get some more persuasion or intimidation going. And let's see. We need expert combat training and 28 strength for stunning blows, which is a passive skill. That would be reachable in a couple of levels. Sunder Arms is tempting. We need to land a blow, so powerful swings, while tempting, isn't so great, because we're missing a lot at the moment. Two-handed sweep would be good for AoE potential. I guess we'll go with Sunder Arms. I like it because it actually lands 2 blows. And if that's going to be the case, we will disable Indomitable, so we can use Sunder Arms a bit more often. Ooh, we have a Knight of All How here. Ooh, ow. Better watch out, he's wielding a warhammer. Ooh, he resisted. Trying to knock him to the ground. Damn, he resisted again. heavy maul. Requires 22 strength made out of steel. Okay, is there anything this way? Oh, more elf-air. Servants is dead on the floor. Okay, and into the kitchen once again.
I'll get on it.
Oh. Well, there's Nan. Dead on the ground.
There, you both are. I was
Bryce!
wondering when you would get here.
Maker's blood, what's happening? You're bleeding.
Owl's men found me first. Almost did me in right there.
Why is How doing this?
He can't get away with this. The king will...
Bryce, we must get you out of here.
I won't survive the standing, I think.
Then we'll stay behind and defend you.
Once Hal's men break through the gate, they will find us. We must go.
Someone must reach Fergus. Tell him what has happened.
You can tell him yourself, father.
I wish I could go. Oh.
Bryce, no. The servant's passage is right here. We can flee together, find you healing magic.
The castle is surrounded. I cannot make it.
I'm afraid the turn is correct. House men have not yet discovered this exit, but they surround the castle. Getting past will be difficult.
You are Duncan, then? The Grey Warden?
Yes, your ladyship. The turn and I tried to reach you sooner.
My younger son helped me get here. Maker be praised.
I am not surprised.
Are you gonna help us, Duncan?
Whatever is to be done now, it must be quick. They are coming.
Duncan, you are under no obligation to me, but I beg you, take my wife and son to safety.
I will, your lordship, but I fear I must ask for something in return.
Anything!
What is happening here pales in comparison to the evil now loose in this world. I came to your castle seeking a recruit. The Darkspawn threat demands that I leave with one.
I understand.
What? No. I won't agree to any such thing.
Then what else? How will you survive?
I will take the Tyrna and your son to Ostagar to tell Fergus and the king what happened. Then, your son joins the Grey Wardens.
So long as justice comes to Hal. I agree.
Then I offer you a place within the Grey Wardens. Fight with us.
But what if Fergus is dead?
We will inform the king, and he will punish Hal. I'm sorry, but a Grey Warden's duties take precedence even over vengeance.
Hal thinks he'll use the chaos to advance himself. Make him wrong, bub. See that justice is done. Our family always does our duty first. The Darkspawn must be defeated. You must go. For your own sake and for Ferelden's.
Then I suppose I must accept.
We must leave quickly then.
Bryce, are you sure?
Our son will not die of Hal's treachery. He will live and make his mark on the world.
Darling, go with Duncan. You have a better chance to escape without me.
Eleanor.
Hush, Bryce. I'll kill every bastard that comes through that door to buy them time. But I won't abandon you.
Are you sure you want to do this?
My place is with your father. At his side to death and beyond.
I'm so sorry it's come to this, my love.
We had a good life and did all we could. It's up to our children now.
Then go, pup. Warn your brother. Know that we love you both. You do us proud.
They've broken through the gates. We must go now.
Goodbye, darling.
Well, it's only taken a dark turn.
We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korkari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Cousland. I didn't expect a
royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is he?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
No need, Duncan. You are Bryce's youngest, are you not? I don't think we've ever actually met.
Yes, Your Majesty. And I bring important news.
Is it about your father? Your brother has been concerned about him.
You don't know what's happened, then?
News from the north has been unreliable. What's happened?
Terran Cousland and his wife are dead, Your Majesty. Arl Howe has shown himself a traitor and overtaken Highever Castle. Had we not escaped, he would have killed us and told you any story he wished.
I can scarcely believe it. Well, how could he think he could get away with such treachery? As soon as we are done here, I will turn my army north and bring Howe to justice. You have my word.
What kind of justice?
He will hang. I know that will not bring your family back, but Howe will not profit from this. No doubt you wish to see your brother. Unfortunately, he and his men are scouting in the wilds.
When will he return?
Not until the battle is over, I fear. Until then, we cannot even send word. I apologize, but there's nothing more I can do. All I can suggest is that you vent your grief against the Darkspawn for the time being.
As long as all Howe pays, I'm happy.
I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
I didn't realize things were going so well.
I'm not even sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here.
He didn't seem to take the Darkspawn very seriously.
True. Despite the victories so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
What would you have him do?
Wait for reinforcements. We sent a call out west to the Grey Wardens of Orlais, but it will be many days before they can join us. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can, and look to turn Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay.
What do you mean? What ritual?
Every recruit must go through a secret ritual we call the joining, in order to become a Grey Warden. The ritual is brief, but some preparation is required. We must begin soon.
Why is this ritual so secret?
The joining is dangerous. I cannot speak more of it except to say that you will learn all in good time. Until then, you must trust that what is done is necessary.
Well, that's not ominous. Am I the only recruit you have?
No, there are 2 other recruits here already. They have been waiting for us to arrive.
I see. What do you need me to do?
Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Your hound can stay with me while I attend to some business. The Grey Warden tent is on the other side of this bridge. You will find us there should you need to.
Okay. So we received all the items that Eleanor may have been carrying. We've gained quite a lot of codex entries as well. Welcome to Ostagar. We're going to be spending a lot of time here, maybe 45 minutes or so, having a wander around. There's a lot of people to talk to. We need to make our introductions to the other potential Grey Wardens. And we need to find Alistair as well. But that'll all be for next time. We have been streaming for almost 2 hours here. I will take a break. We just really got through the prologue section of the game. Obviously the human noble's introduction. Unfortunately, most of our family has been killed through treachery by Ban Hao. And, of course, our brother is apparently out doing a scouting mission. But, as I say, we'll take a break here. And when we come back tomorrow evening, we'll have a wander around Ostagar and see what we can learn about this joining ritual for becoming a Grey Warden. Anyhows, thank you all for watching. As I say, this is a series that I will be streaming and then later exporting over to YouTube. And we'll see what happens. And if this gains enough traction on Twitch and people do pop their head in, maybe I'll run some options and let some people help me make some decisions, perhaps. And we'll see how much of a nightmare that may begin. But anyhows, before I start rambling, which is what I want to do, we'll take a break. Yeah, thank you, Random User. Have a good night yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day. And hopefully I'll see people for even more, probably tomorrow, and going further into the future. Until then, no. Bye-bye now.